Hello everyone. So FIDECO sent me this cool USB hub. Essentially it's just a device for reading hard drives. It splits up to two additional USB 3.0 connectors. It has a SD card reader and a micro SD card reader. And the top, it's able to fit 2.5 inch drives and older 3.5 inch drives, so kind of like desktop hard drives. And it also has the clone function, which is kind of cool. So you can read the hard drives and you can clone them. Now, I haven't tested this yet. I'm just going to kind of open it up, see what it looks like, and then I'm going to test it out with my computer and see how it works. All right, so let's get this thing open. Looks pretty small. Alright, so here we have the device. We have USB 3 cable and the power connector. It was kind of pretty much what I expected. Obviously just some guides and things like that. Alright. It's nice. The device is small. I mean, most devices like this are about this size. On first impression, it looks nice. Alright. So it has a on-off. This is obviously where you connect the USB 3. Has the clone button with some little LED lights that probably tell you the status and things. So here we have the micro SD card, the regular SD, and two USB 3 ports. And these parts, the way they work, if you haven't seen these before, essentially they're little slots, so when you put it in the laptop drive, you put it in normally like this, but if you have a larger desktop size, this would fold down, allowing you to fit it in. Now this device looks pretty cool. I'm happy to receive it. I'm going to test it out with my computer, but it definitely looks handy. I know most of these type of devices, they don't have the USB 2 ports and the SD card reader. And this device actually, with having that, makes it kind of more interesting because you can use it for many more things. Since these USB type devices, or hard drive reader type devices, they tend to usually only do just that. They kind of sit in the corner for the few times you need to read a hard drive or clone something. But considering this has all these other functions, I think it's something that you could have on your desk and use fairly frequently for multiple purposes, for connecting your camera, SD card, or reading one hard drive, or kind of doing anything. And it's not essentially going to sit in a corner waiting for that one time you need to read a hard drive or clone something. So it's been about a week. I've been testing out this product and I've been using it as my primary USB dock for my computer. I would say this thing is honestly awesome. It's kind of pretty much the only USB dock you need for any kind of professional work, mainly because not everyone needs the whole hard drive copying thing, but I definitely use it. I mean, not necessarily just for copying or cloning hard drives, but just for reading and writing to different hard drives. And to have all these features just kind of in one simple USB dock that also can read SD cards, micro SD cards, and has two USB 3.0 ports, which also can obviously be expanded with a little hub. It literally does everything I could possibly want. Like I said in the first part, most of these type of devices, they're focused only around reading their hard drives or kind of cloning disks. But because this device is, you can read everything at once. So you can read a SD card, you can read any size hard drive. Now, I didn't do an exact speed test, but I have been copying pretty large 4K files, and I didn't notice any kind of strange slowdown or any issues whatsoever. Actually, one of the things I first thought might be a little odd is that the clone button is right here. And I was worried that what if I or someone else accidentally taps clone and ruins your hard drive. And I just want to say, the clone button is on the front, but the one thing is that you do need to unplug it from USB for it to do the clone. So at least if you're just using it as this as a dock and it's kind of always plugged in and you're using it, you have things running here, if you accidentally press this button, nothing will happen. So it just makes it a little easier. It's hard for any kind of accident to happen. However, I'd still like it for if you could somehow cover this, or maybe have like a little flip cover over this, or somewhere have it be on the edge, just so like the clone button is hidden. Because obviously you probably aren't cloning hard drives on a daily basis, and if you are, I'm not even sure if this is really the product for you, because it's more like a dock for everything. But basically that's my review, that if you just need a USB device that can pretty much read anything you need, SATA drives, SD cards, micro SD cards, plug in random adapters, and you kind of, you don't always want to plug something in and out of your laptop. I really think this is a pretty perfect device. I'm really glad they sent me this, and I have been pretty much using it every day.